Continue to stay involved in that fight for the soul of the Republican Party, but I'm just not going to do it as a candidate for president. I think I can continue to contribute toward getting the Republican Party back to a more traditional big tent party that can win elections again without causing being part of a train wreck that might repeat history and just allow us to nominate Donald Trump as our nominee.
Welcome back to Red and Blue. I'm Robert Costa. That was some of our conversation with former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan, who did make it official he will not be running for president in 2024. The longtime Trump critic also said the GOP is now in a fight for its soul. And he said if the party doesn't reform, they could risk failing in upcoming elections.
We've had 3 horrible election cycles where we should have had a huge pickup. In the last election, we didn't. We lost before that, the Senate, the House, and the White House. We've got to start getting back to a party that people will vote for, or we don't get to govern.
CBS News political director Finn Gomez joins us now. Finn, thanks for being here.
Hey, Bob, great interview, by the way.
Thank you so much. So you were at CPAC over the weekend, just outside of Washington. Hogan bows out the same weekend as CPAC, a traditional Republican saying no thanks to a party that's very much moved in the direction of former President Trump. What's your assessment after being at CPAC? Is it still Trump's race to lose?
At this point, frankly, and if you look at the latest polling numbers, it is in the sense that he is the early front runner. Obviously, he's keeping an eye on Ron DeSantis, his closest competitor. You're seeing that in the poll numbers and in the space between those two. But I think that there is a pronounced shift. You've seen it on the donor level going to DeSantis or being open to DeSantis or potentially another candidate. And also there's been some shifting as well within the base. I think DeSantis is seen as a threat by some in Trump world and in the Trump campaign. But yes, I think that right now, especially, it could be a battle. And it's early, but between those two, at least it seemingly is right now.
What do you make of what DeSantis is doing on his book tour? Is he actually staking out fresh ground, or is he just offering a generational change to Trumpism?
I think it's a little bit of both, frankly, and I think he is laying the groundwork. This is obviously, it's seemingly a precursor. He's going to Iowa. Obviously, there's a lot of folks descending into Iowa. You know, President Trump comes 3 days later. Haley will be there the day before, and on the same day that DeSantis is there. But I do think it is showing. You saw his speech at Reagan Library yesterday, and because of this increased activity, I think he's showing these potential early state voters that there is someone else to consider, that he has that generational change that some within the party do want, and something that has been discussed by some of the alternates to Trump. And I think he's showing himself as someone who can be that second choice. At CPAC, Bob, a lot of people that I spoke to, even though it was such a Trump-focused event, if you will, their second choice was still DeSantis.
What was the reception like for the Republicans who lean a little bit more toward the Larry Hogan camp, the traditional Republicans? Nikki Haley, for example, the former ambassador, close to former President Trump, but not too close politically. They've had some friction here and there. She's cast herself as someone more from the Tea Party movement than the Trump movement. Sure. What was her reception like in a more populist, nationalist crowd like CPAC? I
think you can make an argument that Hogan and Haley come from the same traditional wing of the Republican Party, or traditional conservative wing of the Republican Party. And the reaction to her was essentially polite. There was this courtesy of polite applause when she spoke. But following her speech, there was a moment, I was there, where she was surrounded by some folks taking selfies, but then you heard some chants and breakouts of, we love Trump, 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 Trump.
So they interrupted her.
They didn't. This is following her speech when she was walking out and sort of glad-handing as she went out. And you could see that there's this very much the sense, that is a big hurdle for her to overcome as she continues in this process, in this cycle.
Let's take a listen to a bit of Governor DeSantis and former President Trump from over the weekend.
We're not going back to people that want to destroy our great social security system, even some in our own party. I wonder who that might be.
You've seen massive gains in states like Florida who are governing according to the tried and true principles that President Reagan held dear.
The Trump comment there on Social Security, Medicare reform, debating changes to those long-term federal spending programs, it really raises the issue of what's going to happen on this key front, fiscal politics, for the Republican Party moving forward. Former Vice President Mike Pence, as the former president seemed to be referencing, has advocated for changes to long-term federal spending. But many Republicans in the Trump mold, including Trump himself, have said, let's lay off those programs. He believes those programs, even though they represent the federal government, are popular with his core voters, doesn't want them to be touched. Where does that stand, that debate inside the party?
Well, I think that's a great question, Bob, because I think that's something that's really a snapshot right now of the race. This is an issue that's only getting bigger, and it's going to be one that's going to be an ongoing one throughout the cycle. I think you're seeing this battle, this sort of proxy war, if you will, between Trump and DeSantis on this issue. Part of that was the fact that Trump was tweaking him for some of his early support when he was a congressman for privatizing those entitlements, or supporting legislation that did so, or get closer to that. And I think that because of that, I think there's some maneuver, there's some ability for Trump to hit him on that issue. I think he was prepping for that. And these dueling speeches also, by the way, Bob, I think are showcasing this upcoming inevitable political collision course.
But they're laying off each other right now.
They are.
Trump's not taking on DeSantis. I didn't hear Ron DeSanctimonious, that nickname he gave DeSantis a few months ago. Didn't hear it at CPAC. And I looked over the transcript, didn't see Trump's name mentioned once in DeSantis' Reagan Library speech. So for now, dueling speeches, but they're not exactly dueling.
I would liken it to perhaps two prize fighters in a ring, sort of, like sizing each other up before they throw that first punch. But it's inevitable. It's coming. Yeah, I think it's laying the groundwork.
And it must
that.
Be noted that Trump's language so stark to talk about he is justice, he is retribution.
Right.
We've never heard language like this
right.
from candidates running for the presidency.
Really remarkable.
Fin Gomez, thank you.